Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Bailey, and today I am doing something a little bit different than what you guys are used to seeing on my channel. I decided to add this Let's Talk segment on my channel, and I've been wanting to do this for a while now. I basically just want to use these style videos to speak on different topics that aren't really talked about. Some are more serious issues than others. Sharing my own personal experience, kind of letting you guys see a little bit of who I am, getting a little bit more personal with you guys, as well as helping you guys out, talking on topics that you guys might not be used to talking to other people about, and just kind of opening up about certain things. Even if this just reaches one person or helps one person, that's ultimately what I want to do this for. It's just making a difference in anyone's life, even if it is just one person. If you're new to my channel and not already, make sure to click the red button down below. Turn on the bell notifications to be notified each and every time that I post, as well as clicking the links in my description box to check out my other social medias and follow me on there, because I am more active on a daily basis. So if you can't tell by the title already, I am going to be talking about my acne journey, or issues with my skin, and kind of how it's been throughout the years. As you guys probably can tell, I have been very inconsistent on my channel since we hit 2019, and I filmed a video about a month ago, and I apologize for being gone for so long, and that I was ready and prepared and excited to film new content for you guys, and then I haven't posted in a month. Basically, I've taken all of April to go makeupless, and during that time I kind of just had a struggle filming and just putting myself out there, because my skin has been very bad. And I know to some people it might not seem that bad, but to me this is the worst my skin has ever been. So this video is going to be completely real with you guys. I am wearing no makeup, my hair is up, I'm literally in a big sweatshirt and some cozy sweatpants. I don't even have my studio lights out, just using natural lighting, and I'm just going through and talking about my skin journey, as well as birth control, because that has been a huge part in my skin journey. So, back in high school, I had really good skin. I had clear skin, and I didn't really know much about skincare. I didn't really get into beauty, fashion, the YouTube world until I graduated high school. During that time, I was a full-time athlete year-round. When I wasn't at school, I was practicing or being active. So I never really had to worry about working out or anything like that, because it was just part of my daily routine, which is obviously a good influence to have in your life and incorporate it into your lifestyle, because it detoxes your body. You get your sweat in, which cleanses your face, or detoxes, lets things out of your skin and your face. So I'm sure that helped. But on the other hand, I was not as healthy as I am today. I did not really think about what I put into my body. My parents were separated and divorced at the time. So on days when I would get home at 10 o'clock at night or even later, I would have to cook myself something, and that usually resulted in mac and cheese and stuff like that. I did not drink water. I hated water. I would drink it during my athletics and stuff, but even then, not as much as I should have, or I would prefer Gatorade or something, which is not that healthy. So I never drank water, and cow's milk was my water. I loved dairy milk so much, which is crazy for me to say now, because I haven't had cow's milk in almost probably around 2.5 years. It's been since before I moved into this house, and that was 2 years ago next week. So it's been quite a while since I've actually drank dairy milk. But yeah, during high school, I did wear makeup, but I definitely didn't know much about it or anything like that. So I didn't wear it every day. I did wear foundation when I would, but I would use my hands to apply it. I didn't really put anything else on my face. Literally my makeup routine consisted of like foundation, liquid eyeliner, and some mascara. That's all I wore, which now is not the case if I do wear makeup. But I didn't know much about it, and I didn't really have a set skincare routine or one that I remember doing every day or doing consistently. I did use a Mary Kay cleanser and moisturizer that my mom bought, and I had so many of that. And that's what I would use when I did wash my face, but I honestly don't remember washing my face every day or cleansing my face and my skin every day. But yeah, I had really good skin in high school. And then August before my junior year is when I started going on birth control. I was on birth control, or I was on the brand Junelle, which I'm not saying it for you guys to like go out and get it or like ask your doctors about it or anything like that. When I went for my consultation to be put on birth control, one of my biggest concerns, or the reason why I was getting put on birth control, was because I would get physically sick from my cramps. I would get like full-on flu-like symptoms to the point where I would call home from school or be missing school and stuff like that. So I was put on Junelle, and I was on that for about 3 to 4 years. So that was in August of 2013. And then I noticed my skin getting bad, I think around late 2016. So I'd already been on it for about 3 years. And like during this video, I'll try to insert some photos because I do have pretty good timeline of photos during my skin, because I have had bad skin during that time, and then it did clear up and now it's back again. But yeah, so my skin started getting bad, but compared to what it is now, it's not, when I look back, it wasn't nearly as bad as what it is today, which is kind of always the case. But at the time it was bad to me because I wasn't used to breaking out. When I did break out in high school, it would be like 1 or 2 pimples across my hairline the week of my period, and that was it. It would go away. I wouldn't scar or have any dark spots or any noticeable marks of having a pimple at all, which I'm really grateful for, but I really wish it didn't come in my 20s. In October of 2017 is when I decided to switch my birth control away from Junelle and find one that was more directed towards acne. It's kind of over it. You guys will see how bad my skin kind of got, or like the pimples that I had at the time. So I went to my Planned Parenthood, which is where I was getting access to birth control at the time, and I went to the doctor there, and we had an appointment, and she went over what my Junelle pills were and like what hormones were in there, and comparing it of like what hormone like increases I needed or what decreases I needed and stuff like that. And then she finally found one and put me on that. And if you're on the pill, you know that you get a 3-month supply, or at least I know for the most part most people get a 3-month supply. So when I went back in January to get my refill of it, the receptionist, or like the nurse, not the actual doctor, when I just went to get my refill, was like, oh, we don't have that anymore. And I really don't know what the one that I was using for those 3 months were called, because I only used it for 3 months. So she just gave me one that she said was similar, which I kind of felt odd, because before, like, the nurse actually had to go through like a chart and kind of, or the doctor had to go through like a chart, kind of see, okay, you need more of this, you need less of this, and then the like nurse receptionist was just like, oh, this one's similar, even though she didn't probably know my concerns as to why like I changed birth control or why I was on the pill that I was on. But the new one I ended up staying on for a year, and my skin did really well. I will obviously have photos kind of showing a timeline of how it got better. So I got on that January of 2018, and at that time I really wasn't getting those like cystic pimples or those very inflamed, painful pimples. I still had scarring and marks and stuff like that, but I really wasn't getting any new marks. I would still get like one or two, but it wasn't nearly as bad as how many I was getting, and it was normally targeted towards the week of my period. And then I started changing up my lifestyle. Jose and I moved in on our own in May of 2017, so that's when we kind of started having to pay our own bills and finding our own meals and cooking and stuff like that. So I was already incorporating some like actual home cooked meals into my life before, but come March of 2018, I really changed my habits. I really wanted to gain weight and gain muscle, which I have struggled doing. So I was surplusing my calories, but in a healthy way to make sure I wasn't gaining too much body fat. But eating like high caloric dense food, a lot of chicken and potatoes and rice and stuff like that. So I was really like conscious of what I was putting into my body. Jose and I had like cut out most, if not all, soda about 6 months before, and we weren't big soda drinkers anyway, but at that point I was strictly water and maybe tea for dinner just to have something with my meal. But other than that, it was just water, and I was keeping track of my water intake throughout the day to make sure that I was getting the right amount, which if you don't know, your amount that you should drink in ounces per day is half of your body weight in ounces, and then it's like 12 or so ounces for every half hour that you work out. You're supposed to drink about 12 more ounces, I believe. Well, I started noticing my skin get really a lot healthier and a lot better and youthful and bright and glowy in like March, April, and then May was probably one of the best months that I had. And then in July, we went on a trip to South Carolina, and a lot of people have struggles with traveling and being on a plane and their skin breaking out and stuff like that. My skin thrives when we travel, which I'm super grateful for. It was so nice not having to deal with it on my trip. I really didn't pack much makeup, and I didn't wear like any makeup. I think I wore it our last night there because we did like a very nice family dinner, and I just wore BB cream. It just felt really nice not having to worry about that, and my scarring was gone and everything, and I noticed a lot better complexion in my skin. And then after summer, my skin kind of gets bad come like winter and stuff. But looking back at like past videos, which I think I've privated most of them now, my skin really wasn't that bad even throughout the fall semester. In October of 2018, I got a note from our Planned Parenthood that they were shutting down, and I had already been on 3 different brands of birth control, which if you know that birth control isn't the best for you. It can cause health risk and health complications, and switching your birth control or your brand of birth control multiple times can also increase those risks and complications, which obviously include like infertility and things like that, because you are messing with your hormones and stuff. And I don't know everything. I'm not completely knowledgeable on it. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a health specialist or anything like that. But as someone who is in my early 20s and eventually wants to have kids, that is something that I don't want to have to go through. So in December, I went and got my last supply, which lasted me into January. In January, I decided that I was going to stop taking birth control, which I stopped taking birth control up until March 12th of 2019. And at that point, my skin had gotten so much worse, which even now, right now, my complexion compared to like 2 months ago is like nothing, because it has gotten a lot worse. It is slowly getting better. I decided to go back on it. I went to an OBGYN and got put on, I think, the Yaz pill, which most people use for acne, and that's what she did is I told her that I wanted my skin to clear up. And normally you should wait about 4 months and your skin should clear up if you go off birth control, but I leave for Greece in less than a month, and I really just didn't want to have to deal with bad skin on my trip, and I really didn't want to feel like I wanted to cover my skin in makeup and stuff because it's going to be very hot, we're going to be very active. I just really didn't want to deal with it. Didn't want to deal with dark spots. I wanted, I guess, a quick fix, but I guess it's better for me to go on birth control anyways. Otherwise, I would have just waited to kind of watch my skin heal naturally after the 4 months, but after about 6 weeks, I decided to go back on the pill, which right now I'm obviously not taking the same pill that I got off of, so I'm still switching up my hormones. And if you don't know, obviously my problematic area is my chin. If you are breaking out, you should really look into a face chart, which you can find them anywhere online for free. Pinterest has them and stuff like that, and what it does, it just shows a face and kind of the areas where you might be breaking out and what is the possible reasoning behind it, whether it be like an internal like organ problem, or like your digestive is more of your forehead. So if you're eating really bad or you're not eating the right foods, that could be why your forehead is constantly breaking out or constantly texturized. For your chin, it's a hormonal imbalance. So for me, there's not much you can do for it besides just kind of be patient, get through that puberty, or get re-put on birth control or something like that. Obviously, you can wait it out and stuff like that, but I did end up going back on the pill. I've been back on the pill for like 6 weeks now, which she really told me to wait until like the 12-week period, and you should really start, the 12-week period to really start seeing a difference after that first set of those pills, which will be right around the time that I'm in mid-Greece trip. So I'm hoping by then my skin is a lot better. A lot of what I have on my skin right now is more dark spots. There's only like 1 or 2 actual pimples or actual like texturized bumps right now. It's just, they're so red and they're so dark, and it has been very difficult for my self-esteem and self-confidence to be out in public without makeup. Even though I never really wore makeup anyways, I used to only wear it maybe once or twice a week. But now that my skin looks like this, I just like overly think that I need to be covering up my skin, or like my skin looks bad and stuff like that. But yeah, I have really simplified my skincare routine, and that's another thing I want to touch on. So right around the time that my skin started breaking out that first time back in 2016 is really when I started getting into YouTube and beauty and makeup and stuff like that. And at the time, I would constantly click on those videos that are like, I cleared my skin in a week, how I cleared my skin in a week, skincare routine videos, stuff like that, which I love watching, but I would constantly feel like this product's working for them, I have to go out and buy it. And my skin would start to react so bad. My skin would, sometimes it would burn completely, and it would be so red and everything like that. So, you just have to be patient. You have to simplify your routine. Understand what kind of skin you have, whether it's normal, dry, combination, oily. That will really help a lot. If you can afford getting facials or going to see someone like that, I would recommend it. But obviously, most of you are probably college students or high schoolers who can't afford going to see a skin specialist or getting facials once a month or every so often. But if you can, or if that's something that you want to like ask for a gift for your birthday or Christmas or something, maybe that's something to do, because you could really learn a lot about your skin. And I've had YouTubers that I've watched in the past who've thought their skin is oily, but it turns out it's dry, and the reason that it's producing oils is because they're not moisturizing enough and stuff like that. But yeah, so basically we are now at the present day of my skin journey. I'm trying to be patient, I'm trying to be calm with it and not stress about it, because that will also add to the problem, because stress causes acne and causes pimples and everything like that. I am placing this out there without makeup on, showing the world that my skin is not perfect, and we need to stop categorizing good skin with good hygiene or bad skin with bad hygiene, because everyone's skin is different. At any point in your life, you've probably struggled with some form of acne, whether it's one pimple, whether it's 5, it doesn't matter the quantity. We've all dealt with it. I've been just observing everyone's skin that I encounter anyways, because I'm so like constantly thinking of my own. And what I realized is a lot of adults that I see, like 98% of adults that I see, middle-aged people, they don't have any signs that they struggled with acne or struggled with scarring. And so right now it might seem like a big deal, but when we're older, most of those signs that we had acne will not be there. They will not be imprinted on your skin. And even if they are, they're just a part of you, and it's 100% normal to have acne, and it's just a part of our life. So that's one thing to think of, because just because I've encountered 98% of people, middle-aged people who don't have it, doesn't mean that those people just never struggled with acne. It just means that as you grow and as you age, those signs of your hormones and stuff like that are gonna go away, because at that point you're out of puberty. Don't be afraid to go makeupless, even if your skin looks imperfect. It's something that's definitely helped my skin a lot. I wore makeup actually last weekend, which is why my skin has gotten a little bit worse than what it was, because I haven't cleaned my makeup brushes. Which, if you're gonna wear makeup, clean your makeup brushes, because that's gonna cause acne and bacteria to get on your skin. But I did wear makeup last weekend on Saturday and Sunday, because I had a funeral on Saturday and I had Easter on Sunday, and I just felt like I want to be a little bit more put together, which I kind of regret now, having any on my face, because my skin broke out from it. But you live and you learn, and I'm probably going to continue to go makeupless, or just be more conservative with how much I put on my face, or how much I try to cover, or anything like that, at least up until my trip. I just want to kind of be patient with it, but don't add any problems to it. So I am challenging you guys who may not have the most perfect skin to just go some time without makeup. Just kind of stay away from makeup for a while and see how that helps with your skin, and maybe with your self-confidence during this time, because it can be really hard and damaging on your self-esteem and self-confidence when you're dealing with acne and stuff like that. But just remember that you are beautiful, and we all deal with it, and no one is looking at your skin. That is something that I have definitely had to kind of realize, is that I care so much about it, but no one else really even knows. Like, and the only reason why my skin is like it is because I went off the pill for 6 weeks. So it, other than that, it was managed. So I just have to be patient with it, and so do you guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more, a little bit more personal videos, more personal videos like this. And make sure, if you're not already, to subscribe. Comment down below. I would love to kind of hear your guys' stories as well, and reach out to some of you guys. So yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys have a good rest of your night, your good rest of your day, and yeah, I will see you guys soon. Bye guys.